Hey there. So you're thinking about moving to Salt Lake City, Utah, and you want to know the 10 reasons that you should be moving there? Well, in this video, I'm going to cover that and more, and I'm getting started right now. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Greg Spackman. I'm with the Living in Salt Lake City channel. So if you want to learn everything about what it's like to live here, eat here, sleep here, play here, then click the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I do new videos. I've been getting a ton of people that are reaching out to me about making that move here to the Salt Lake City area. I absolutely love it. So if that's you, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk to you more about your journey here to Salt Lake City, Utah. So you want to know the 10 reasons that you should be moving to Salt Lake City, Utah. Well, reason number one is one of the big reasons why lots and lots of people are relocating here, and that's the outdoors. There are a ton of hiking that you can do here. I've been doing a lot of waterfall hikes lately. I've done 6 waterfalls, and I want to do all of them. There's probably 30 different waterfalls that you can hike to here in Utah. So it is amazing. There's a really, really cool one that's not far from Salt Lake City called Donut Falls. And we have already done that one once, and we're going to do it again this year as well. But you can also mountain bike when the snow melts, and that's super cool for people to go and do. You can canoe, you can paddleboard, you can boat, you can 4x4, you can ski, snowboard, snowmobile, pretty much anything you can do in the winter sports you can do here. But we have the best snow on earth here in Utah, so you'll get to enjoy that. You can picnic, you can camp. Everything that you can do in the outdoors here is amazing just due to the weather. The number 2 reason that you should be living in Salt Lake City is the friendly people. So we moved from Nashville, which is known for Southern hospitality and really nice people and everything. However, moving here to Utah, we've noticed that generally, as a whole, people are really, really nice in Utah. They are extremely friendly. You can definitely ask your neighbors for anything if you need help. They aren't like what we used to deal with in California, where if you went to the mailbox and your neighbor saw you, they would put their head down, get their mail, just go inside, or they'd open their garage and then pull into the garage and then shut the garage, and you never really saw your neighbor. So one nice thing about living in Utah is people are generally neighborly, and they do lots of fun activities with people in your towns and all of that. So that's number 2. The number 3 thing on the list is weather. And weather is a big reason that we moved to Utah from Nashville. We got tired of the humidity. So it was very, very hot and humid in Nashville. Didn't get so cold. Like, it gets a little colder here in Utah, but I'll just run you through the different seasons real quick. Right now we're in summer, and summer is amazing here. It's been a great summer this year. Hasn't been too hot. I think it got over 100, maybe 1 or 2 days total, but it wasn't hot enough where it was any sort of major deal. It's been lots of high 80s, low 90s, which is amazing. With it not being humid, you can just relax outside, especially once it gets about 7 p.m. It's really nice till about 10. You can just chill outside, which is super awesome. And that leads you to do all sorts of outdoor activities in the summertime because of the weather. And then it doesn't get dark until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. So you can for sure work all day, come home, grab a quick bite to eat, and then go hit a trail if you want to do that, which is something you can't do everywhere, and it's awesome. The other thing that you need to make note about the summertime is that it's so dry. So you're going to need to use lotions, and you're going to need to use sunscreen, and you're going to need to stay really, really hydrated. And then chapstick is also your friend. So we're coming up on fall, and fall is an amazing time here in Utah with the way that the leaves change colors. It is awesome. We have, I want to say, some of the best leaf changing colors that you can see anywhere in the US. But if you think your fall is amazing, then post where you're from in the comments below so I can see that. So here's kind of what the fall will look like, but it is awesome. There's a great 2, 3, 4 week window where the leaves change, and you can go do these amazing drives out in the canyons and see all the different leaf changes. And then you're going to see on Saturdays, a ton of people are out there taking their family portraits because of the backdrops that you get are just incredible. And then wintertime, which I'm not looking forward to so much this year since it might be worse than it was last year with the amount of snow and cold. However, that typically starts in mid-December, I think, and then it runs through March, April. And so we should get plenty of snow this year again, just like we did last year. It wasn't so bad on our driveway. Like I shoveled it a couple times, but it wasn't like a really difficult shoveling. I just did it so I could get to the car and then you could back out. There wasn't any real day where anywhere we wanted to go, grocery store, shopping, anything where we couldn't go because of the weather. Just recommend that you have a four-wheel drive vehicle or all-wheel drive vehicle of one of your vehicles if you have multiple. That's super handy to have. Then you could definitely get around. They do a great job of snow plowing all the roads here. They keep them really, really nice. And you'll see people on Facebook that complain about their area not getting plowed first. But for the most part, if you want to get around anywhere, all the highways and major roads and everything are plowed really, really nice. And then that leads you into springtime. Spring this year was really nice. We started to see snow melt, and then the trees started to get their leaves back, and flowers were starting to bloom, and it was awesome. The temperatures were fabulous. It wasn't hot, wasn't cold, just what you expect in a spring anywhere. It was awesome. And of course, it wasn't humid. And then that leads you back to summer. So weather here, you're going to really, really like the weather. Some people don't really like the cold, like my mom wants to stay where she lives in Anaheim because of the weather there where it doesn't get as cold. But I think for a month or two that you can deal with the cold, it gives you all the other things that you get to enjoy here in Utah, and that definitely makes up for it. The number 4 reason that you should be moving to Salt Lake City is all the affordable colleges here. So once you are a resident of Utah, even being non-resident, still affordable, but we have really good schools here. We have Utah State. We have University of Utah. University of Utah has an amazing football team every year. They just went to the Rose Bowl the last 2 years, and then they just transferred conferences. So we'll see how well they do this year. And then they have Utah Valley University that's down in Orem that you can go to as well. And there's a bunch of other little colleges that you're going to find around Utah and then in southern Utah as well. And one of the things that we noticed moving here was that the out-of-state tuition was cheaper than a lot of in-state tuition costs. So that was something as a bonus. And then once you can get in-state, then it's even cheaper. So college is a good reason to move here if you're going to be going there or you have children that are going to be going to college. You can definitely take advantage of that in Utah. The number 5 reason you should be moving to Utah is all the sports. So NBA is a huge, huge thing here, mainly because we don't have an NFL team, an MLB team, or an NHL team yet. There's talks to bring an MLB team and an NHL team here, so we'll see if that actually happens. But you have the Utah Jazz that are just huge. Everybody seems to be a Jazz fan here. And back when I was a kid, Karl Malone, John Stockton, they were big basketball players here in Utah. Then you have the University of Utah, which I mentioned. Their college football team is really, really good. BYU has a good football team. They have the Utah Grizzlies ice hockey that you can go watch, which that's on my list to go to this year. The Salt Lake City Bees have a stadium in Salt Lake, and they are moving to South Jordan into the Daybreak community, which will be awesome once they get moved, since it'll be like a short 10-minute drive or less for us to get there. They have a professional rugby team that you can go watch, an MLS soccer team called the Real Salt Lake. So you have a ton of different sports that you're going to be able to enjoy here in Salt Lake City. The number 6 reason that you should be moving here is the amazing views. And this is one of the things that my wife absolutely loves about living in Utah is the views of the mountains. So these mountains that you can see here look amazing. And as you can see right now, they don't have any snow on them, but this is what they will look like with snow on them in the next 4 months once we get snow back. So they are awesome. It feels like you're kind of looking at a snow globe when you look at them, like they're not real, but it makes it really easy to get around to when you're not from here, so that you know the mountains are to your east, so that it makes it really easy for you to figure out where you are. And then out to the west, you can typically see the copper mines, and then that gives you your other reference to the west. So it's not hard to get lost because of the mountains being on, to the east. The number 7 reason you should be moving to Salt Lake City is the golf courses. There are 14 golf courses around Salt Lake City. Some of them are really, really good. 11 of them are municipal, and there's like 20 more within 20 miles of Salt Lake City. So you have a ton of golf opportunities here. Golf courses are great to golf on because it's not humid, once again, and the greens are kept up really, really nice here, and they have some amazing private golf courses here. So if you're into that country club lifestyle, you want to be able to eat at the golf course and just hang out at the golf course, you can get one of those memberships as well. But it is awesome for golf here in Utah. The number 8 reason that you should be moving here to Salt Lake City is the airport. Travel here is amazing. We have a world-class international airport at Salt Lake City. It's awesome. They have direct flights to a number of different cities around the U.S., or you can always get a quick flight to Phoenix or to Las Vegas, and then you can go anywhere you want to go worldwide. But the airport is awesome. It's super convenient. They have this really nice lot for you to hang out in when you're waiting to pick someone up. And then they have this numbering system like C7. So when you get off your plane and you get your luggage and you cross the little walkway and go down, you just tell them what letter you're at, and then they can come over from the lot they were waiting at and pick you up. And it's super easy to do. It's not a problem at all. And it's been amazing compared to some of the other airports I've been to where the cell phone lot is super, super small. So it's not convenient, or you got to keep looping around, or then you got to pay to park to be able to pick someone up. And then they have a number of good restaurants. So if you're a Shake Shack fan, they have that inside the airport. You also have a Pickup Sticks, which is Chinese food, one of my favorite fast food Chinese places to eat, and that's at the airport. And then they have a Panera Bread in there, which we didn't have a Panera Bread until just recently. The one opened in Riverton, so now you don't have to go to the airport to get Panera Bread, which I'm sure they're now going to sprout up all over Salt Lake. But that's number 7 is your travel. Then you have the great highway systems that we have here. We have Bangerter, we have Mountain View Corridor, and I-15. I-15 is awesome. So if you're traveling to Las Vegas or California, or even north into Idaho, it's 80 miles an hour on the freeway for the most part, everywhere you want to go, which is awesome. So you can get there relatively quickly as well. The number 9 reason is the job market and unemployment rate. So the unemployment rate here is extremely low. It's less than 3%. And we are in the top 10 for unemployment rate of all states. So it's easy to get a job here. There are plenty of jobs available and that sort of thing. So just know that we have a ton of tech companies that here, healthcare companies, schooling, everything else. Pretty much whatever you're looking for, you're going to be able to find here in the Salt Lake City area for job. And so that's why that's number 9. The number 10 reason you should be moving to Utah is the taxes. So Utah is a pretty tax-friendly state. It has income tax is 4.65% flat tax, so it doesn't matter how much you earn. 7.25% sales tax, and then it can go up based on which county you're in, up to a maximum of like 9.25%. Corporate tax 4.65%, so it's pretty corporate friendly. Property taxes are right around 0.75%. So roughly on a $600,000 home, you're looking at around $4,500 a year in property taxes. So if that's higher or lower, let me know in the comments below of what you're paying now for property taxes. Utah is a moderately friendly, tax-friendly state for retirees. Social Security is fully taxed. It'd be nice if they wouldn't tax that. Withdrawals from retirement accounts are fully taxed. Not sure what is so good about taxes for retirees. It'd be nice if we were more friendly than we are currently. And then some bonus things you should know about living in the Salt Lake City area. Public transportation is amazing. We have a track system and a light rail system, and we have buses for you to get around. But the track system is awesome. You can definitely use that if you work in downtown and you live in certain cities and then not even have to commute into downtown. We also have these soda places and cookie companies. So you're going to see a number of soda companies, probably 6 or 7 now, where they're just like a coffee shop, but you go there to get your flavored soda. Then we have 5 national parks in Utah that you can go to. You can go to Arches National Park. You can go to Bryce Canyon, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, and then Zion National Park. So you have those 5 to go out and check out. And then don't forget, you have Moab. If you're into 4x4ing at all, you would have known that. So if you got a side-by-side or a Jeep or something and you want to go off-roading, you got the best place in the whole world to go off-roading here in Utah. And that's about a 3.5 hour drive from Salt Lake City, which is awesome. I go there once a year in April for Easter Jeep Safari, and that's awesome. And then the last thing that you need to know is fry sauce. So you're going to see that everyone has their own fry sauce, and it does taste better in Salt Lake City than anywhere else. Just ask locals about it. It goes with anything. How do they make fry sauce, you ask? Well, you're going to have to watch one of my other videos. So hopefully you're considering making that move here to the Salt Lake City area. Please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk with you about making your move here to Salt Lake City. Until next time, be rad.